Hello students, I'm so happy to reach you through this broadcasting. During the time of corona, we are all locked at homes, so we are all trying to reach you through various means of technology. So in class 12th we have chemistry, and in chemistry this year the syllabus is for 2020 and 2021 is of 16 chapters. So as you can see in the first slide, you can see at a stretch all the chapters of this, and you can also observe that here the first 5 chapters you can see which are in red in color. So they are of physical chemistry, and you can see the weightage of these 5 chapters is near about 23 marks. So individually for each chapter there is no marking, but as a whole of all this physical chemistry we have 23 marks. So that is the specialty this time. Earlier we used to have the in blueprint for this chapter that many marks, and like this we used to get the variation. But for this academic year they have just changed it at a stretch, means all the 5 chapters, it's way of 23 marks. So you can see the first 5 red color chapters: solid state, solutions, electrochemistry, chemical kinetics and surface chemistry. They lies under physical chemistry. So generally physical chemistry means generally we observe the temperatures, the change, their physical state and their applications at various aspects in the chemical reaction. So these 5 chapters holds under the title of physical chemistry, and among them we can see that the physical chemistry is a very important role. So if you want to find any numerical portion in this all these 16 chapters, they comes from the first 4 chapters, that is solid states, solutions, electrochemistry and chemical kinetics. So these are the 4 chapters which have more number of numericals we can do in the coming days. And next you can see from 6th chapter onwards to 9th chapter, which are in green colored. Okay, so you can see it there as general principles of processes of isolation of elements. So it is nothing but it is metallurgy, means you know that we extract metals from its ore and we try to refine them. So you have already read that read about that in your 10th standard. P block elements. In 11th standard we have studied about group 13 and 14, and this year we have 15, 16, 17 and 18, and coordination compounds. So these 4 chapters lies under the inorganic chemistry near about 19 marks. So you can see these first 9 chapters, they belongs to part 1. So in chemistry we have 2 parts. The first part is of dealing about the physical chemistry as well as your inorganic chemistry. So if you sum up this, you can see the first 9 chapters near about the sum of the marks, it is near about 42. Yeah, so near about 42 marks we have concluded in these 9 chapters. So let us go to the second part of the book, that is our part 2. It starts from chapter 10 to chapter 16. You can see all these 7 chapters are in a similar color. Okay, you can see I can tell this part 2 is totally about organic chemistry, and an organic chemistry is a chemistry which we have in our daily life. We observe all these mechanisms and all these observations. So that is there of a respective second part, and in about 28 marks weightage is there. You can see 7 chapters and 7 fours are 28, means near about each chapter has 4 marks. So the CBSE has not given any particular marks for each chapter, but at a stretch of 7 chapters they carry 28 marks. So this is your theory, and you can see we have 100 marks of paper. Among them 70 marks are of theory, and you can see in the 16 chapters we find 70 marks of theory, and rest of the 30 marks are practical portion, or later we can see. So you can see here in this red portion, solid state, they require 10 periods, which is a very important chapter. And already in 11th standard we have studied about a liquid state as well as your gaseous phase. So in 12th standard we have solid state. Last year we don't have this chapter, they have deleted, but again this year they have added to the curriculum. Yeah. And next we have solutions, and these solutions in our daily life we observe, and many types of solutions are there, and their applications and their properties. So we'll discuss about it in the as we go through the chapter. And next we are coming to the electrochemistry. It's a very nice chapter, it's the finest chapter among all these three chapters. I like this electrochemistry more. It's a very application part, we can see in our daily life. We use inverters, we use our mobile batteries, many applications are there in this chapter. So each chapter has its own role, but everyone is important, right? Each chapter is very important. Next we'll go for the next slide. Here we have the next two chapters of the physical chemistry. The kinetics, very important chapter. In a daily life we observe that surface chemistry. And coming to the green portion, you know that this is inorganic chemistry. Already, as I told in P block and extraction of sixth chapter, that is your metallurgy, we have near about 8 periods are required. Small chapter, very easy chapter as well. Next we have P block elements. We have 4 groups this year. Earlier last year they have omitted 15th group, and this year they have again added to the curriculum. So it is a good and one of the biggest chapter and many lengthiest chapter of all the 16 chapters, we can tell, that is P block. And later we get into our this is our P block, and followed by D and F block elements. So we can see that here that each and every chapter, a few things are interrelated, not much as compared to organic. Here each chapter have their own saga, but the thing is that each and every chapter have its own prominent role. So moving to the next slide, we'll see the coordination compounds. Very interesting chapter it is, and it is very used in these days in our daily life. We are using these coordination compounds and the processes of it, and it's very important for us. Nice chapter, very interesting chapter. Next we'll go for the organic chemistry. We can see all these chapters are of different color, which I have put gray color. So among these, all organic chemistry is very important. It contains lot of named reactions, the reactions named behind the person who gave those reactions. So haloalkanes, haloarenes, alcohols, phenols, ethers, aldehydes, ketones, carboxylic acids, amines. You can see we know the functional groups. We have learned in our 11th standard. Here we have near about how many functional groups? Let us count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 functional groups are there. So in 4 chapters we are going to read about 8 functional groups, their preparations, their nomenclature, their chemical properties, their physical properties, their uses, their applications. So these are things which we can understand, and very loving. This is a loving subject. If anybody talk about chemistry, organic chemistry is the real chemistry. Means a real chemist enjoys in organic chemistry. Yeah, and these 4 chapters are interrelated chapters. Means all these 4 chapters, if we the things which carry in haloalkanes and haloarenes, they can be found in the rest of the chapters also. So it's very important, these 4 chapters are interlinked. If we fail to understand these 4 chapters, the next chapters, biomolecules and polymers and their mechanisms, are found at we can see the replica of these applications of these above 4 chapters are at the bottom chapters of biomolecules as well as your polymers. Next we have chemistry in everyday life in the 3 parts. We use medicines, we use food, we use cleaning agents. During the time of corona we are using these cleansing agents. Okay, we are using what we call disinfectants. Sorry, we are using disinfectants, we are using antimicrobials. So this is